Good morning. Three friends are killed in a car accident and meet up at an orientation session in heaven. The celestial facilitator asks them what they would most like to hear said about themselves as their friends and relatives view them in the casket. The first man says, "I hope people will say that I was a wonderful doctor and a good family man." The second says, "I would like to hear people say that as a school teacher, I made a big difference in their lives." The third man says, "I'd like to hear someone say, 'Look, he's moving.'" The preacher came to call the other day. He said that at my age I should be thinking about the hereafter. I told him I do it all the time. No matter where I am in the parlor, upstairs in the kitchen, or down in the basement, I ask myself, now what am I here after? The young rabbi was an avid golfer. Even on Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the year, he snuck out by himself for a quick 9 holes. On the last hole he teed off, and a gust of wind carried his ball directly over the hole and dropped it in the hole for a hole-in-one. An angel who witnessed this miracle complained to God, "This guy is playing golf on Yom Kippur, and you cause him to get a hole-in-one? This is punishment?" "Of course it is," said the Lord, smiling. "Who can he tell?" Two clergymen were in London to attend a week's synod at Church House. They were having tea and biscuits in front of the fire, discussing how they were going to deal with the subject of the next day's conference. It was a difficult topic for clergymen: premarital sex. "For instance," said one of them, "I never slept with my wife before I married her. Did you?" "I can't remember," said the other. "What was her maiden name?" A man died and went to heaven. St. Peter said, "You must be able to spell a word before I can let you enter." "What is the word?" St. Peter said, "Love." You can spell that, can't you?" "Sure. Love." St. Peter said, "Good. Go right on in." Just then Peter was called away to the telephone. He said to the man, "You mind the gate while I'm gone, and remember, if anyone comes in, he or she must spell the word." A few minutes later the man's wife knocked on the gate. "What in the world are you doing here?" he asked. She said, "After your elaborate funeral, I was in a car wreck, so here I am." He said, "Fine, but St. Peter said that you must be able to spell a word before I can let you in." "That's okay. What's the word?" "Czechoslovakia." The man was seriously ill and called for the pastor. "Pastor, if you pray for me to recover, and I do, I will give you $25,000 towards the new church you are building." The pastor prayed and the man got well. Although the pastor tried tactfully to remind him of his pledge, it met with no success. Finally, he frankly told him, "You promised to give $25,000 for the new church." "Did I?" said the recovered man. "Well, that should give you some idea of how sick I really was." A farmer stood at the pearly gates, his face all ruddy and old. "What have you done," St. Peter said, "to gain admittance to the fold?" I am an Albertan farmer, sir. I've farmed for many a year. He slowly raised his hand to his cheek and brushed away a tear. The pearly gates swung open wide. St. Peter rang the bell. Come in, old man, you're welcome here. You've already been through hell. A driver tucked this note under the windshield wiper of his automobile. I've circled the block for 20 minutes. I'm late for an appointment. If I don't park here, I'll lose my job. Forgive us our trespasses. When he came back, he found a parking ticket and this note. I've circled the block for 20 years, and if I don't give you a ticket, I'll lose my job. Lead us not into temptation. Today is November 3rd. I hope all of you who are wanting to vote are able to vote. Bye-bye.